Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Divorce Unplugged podcast. I'm one of your co hosts, Nicole Cox. You may know me on socials as the Family Law Liaison.
Hey everybody, Keegan Burke. I am Nicole's co-host, and on socials you may know me as Divorceology. Disclaimer-wise, not an attorney, not legal advice, not giving legal advice. This is an open conversation and dialogue around all things divorce custody related, and we are looking forward to today. Nicole, do you want to do your disclaimer?
Yes, I do. I am an attorney. I am not your attorney, and I am not giving out legal advice today, nor practicing at this time. And we do have a very special guest. Excited to hear his story, and we're glad to have him here.
Yeah, so I would like to introduce Kevork Kiwanian. I hope I said that right, Kevork. Who has a story that has kind of rippled in the family custody news, and we wanted him to come on because I think what's happened to him is a scenario that we all want to avoid, man, woman, children. But really, I think this is an opportunity to understand kind of the details, the history of the case, and hopefully also kind of get a status update for those that want to know where things are at. So, Kevork, tell us what's going on. Tell us what's happened.
Let's go. It all started, by the way, thanks for having me. It all started back in January of 2021 when I surprised my wife with her California tickets because she kept on saying New Jersey was snowing and it was too cold and she wants to go somewhere warm. I figured on January 7th is her mother's and her nephew's birthday. Surprised her with the tickets to go to California because it's warm under the circumstances. She was coming back by February 10th so I could spend time with my daughter. So we all flew there. I'm only there for 3 days. It was Dr. Martin Luther King holiday. There's no shippings on Mondays, so that's the longest I could stay away from work. I got to get the sneakers out, of course, to the customers and the consumers. And on January 31st, I received a text saying, I'm not coming back to New Jersey. It's basically happy wife, happy life. Can you sell everything you have in New Jersey and move to California? In the beginning, I'm just like, maybe one day down the line I will. I just can't do it right now. It's not like get up and go. There's too much going on. It's either now or never. Oh, really? I get blocked. I get blocked from my phone, my social media. She blocks me from everywhere. Now I'm like, she's not playing. I filed for divorce. As I filed for divorce, seek the children back to the state of New Jersey, I was the plaintiff. And I had a beautiful judge, a great man that took the case in, that was assigned to my case. I will gladly give out his name because he was actually awesome. Judge James Jimmy Gaida, on point. So they were trying to go after the business, of course, anything they could possibly get. Judge James Jimmy Gaida wasn't buying it. He wanted the kids to be returned back to the state of New Jersey. No child support on me until the kids are being returned. Anything that they requested was denied because the kids are being kept 3,000 miles away from me. And on February 22nd, 2022, he put in an order. I believe he had enough after 5 or 6 court cases that we have. Mind you, the reason why it was too long because of COVID, they were backed off and everything was taking much longer than it was supposed to. So now they had she had until March 23rd, 2022 to return back to the state of New Jersey under the circumstances that I would be putting in $40,000 into my attorney's escrow account for her to have 2 years of free stay because she kept on claiming that she can't afford to come back and that she's living rent-free at her mother's house, her father's house. So I said, absolutely, I'll put the 40 grand. So on March 15th, I am looking at places, sending her pictures of which house that she wants with the real estate agent. She's not saying this or that. March 22nd comes around. She dropped her first attorney, hired a brand new attorney, and the brand new attorney put in an order to show cause saying the reason why she's not coming back tomorrow is because she's scared of her life. that I was abusing her every single day, and that is why she never returned to begin with. Now, I'm going to go back just a little bit. I have an email from her previous attorney, basically straight up saying she's not complying. We are out of the case. She got a new attorney. That's on my phone as well. Now, we go in front of Judge James Jimmy Guida again. He straight up told her, I'm not buying this. We've been going back and forth to court for a year now. There was no sign of abuse. There was no mention of abuse. There was none of those on the table. And after I ordered for the kids to be returned back to the state of New Jersey, now you're saying this? I'm not buying it. However, it's a protocol in case I was or something. Sure, Judge, no problem. How can we fix this? How can we figure this out? Basically, he said, I'm going to appoint Dr. David Gomberg into the case, which is super smart, intelligent man that was appointed by like Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, well-known psychiatrist. I said, okay, whatever you want. So now he wanted us to both jointly hire him because he's not biased. He's all about the kids. He doesn't even take most of the cases if he feels the other party is no good or
Can I just ask one question, and I don't mean to interrupt? Is this for a custody evaluation or a psychological evaluation? Or,
best interest of the kids.
okay, so it's a best interest attorney,
Best
best
interest
interests evaluation.
evaluation, yeah.
Okay, okay.
So, defense, my ex-wife and her attorney denied Dr. David Gomberg, saying they have the right to hire their own. Judge James Jimmy Guida straight up said, I'm doing whatever Gomberg says. He's the one that I'm going with. However, you have the right to have your own, suppose. I was like, Judge, I'll hire Dr. David Gomberg, no problem, if that's the person that you want. So they hired their own. I went with Dr. David Gomberg. Dr. David Gomberg does about, I want to say 9-10 month full investigation. Asked for so much stuff. You could tell he's super smart. I mean, in my experience, I meet a lot of people every day in retail, and you get like a feeling of a person when you speak to somebody. So after the investigation, he put in a capital letter saying this is kidnapping. Kids must be returned back to the state of New Jersey, effective immediately. I have his report. Now, of course, the puppet they hired, complete opposite. It was a payoff. He's a wolf. He's this. Mind you, the whole time I'm seeing their puppet, he's telling me, how the hell those kids aren't back yet? Your attorney sucks. There's no way those kids aren't coming back. No parent is allowed to not come back from a vacation or keep the child 3,000 miles away. He was obviously just like buttering me up, thinking that he's also on my side until I read his. He refused to submit his report until Gomberg submitted his report. Whatever. That's obviously a game, right? He was getting paid off. He told me, who's going to pay for the castle I'm staying in Ireland? I will never forget that. That was their puppet. Now, Judge James Jimmy Guida orders an intensive settlement conference for April 27th of 2023. 4/27/2023. Now, it's me, my attorney, Dr. David Gomberg, her attorney, and her. Goes back to the judge asked Gomberg so many different questions regarding the case, and the conclusion was basically, I have 10 minutes to go to the break room, put the 40 grand into my attorney's account. The kids are coming back immediately. At this point, she doesn't even have 30 days. Next flight, kids got to be returned.
Okay.
I'm flying. I'm so happy. We come back from the break room. Defense attorney goes, we will give him $40,000 for him to move to California. So now the judge goes, for all these years, you're saying you have no money. Now you want to give him $40,000 for him to move to California? Oh, my father's going to pay for it. How's your father paying for it when they're on government support? You know what I mean? Like, not that something bad, of course. Just, where's all that coming from? So basically, Judge James Jimmy Guida said, save your 40 grand. Trial starts first week of September, and basically the kids are coming back. At this point, we have the first order from February 22nd, 427, and Dr. David Gomer's report, which was beautiful. Couldn't be any happier. Now, this is where July comes around. He retires. My judge on the case retires after having the case for almost 3 years.
They cycle out,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with retirement. I'm still in a good mindset. I have no doubt. I have all the proof. I have all the messages. Everything was supported. Obviously, when two people are dating, there's text messages, there's history. So now, September 18th was the scheduled date for the trial, and they appointed Judge Julie Kim into the case. It's her first week of being a judge. She's a brand new judge. It's okay. Dr. David Gomber goes first on September 18th to testify. And then I went on September 19th, the next day. And I requested for the judge so I could have the kids because I never got to spend any of my son's birthday. My son was born on November 1st and never spent Halloween with him. Those are stuff that I like to do. Halloween is, to me, is like an awesome day. And then his birthday is the next day. So the judge basically said, yes, the kids are coming, staying with the father. You could have them. And I believe I got them on October 14th, and I had them all the way to like Thanksgiving passed. My fourth child was born almost to like December 2nd or 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, whatever it was. But they had to go back because I had them the year before for Christmas, so it was her turn to have them for Christmas, and they went back
Nice.
for Christmas. I'm in great spirits at this point. The judge united, even though she kept on saying they have school. We're talking about at that point, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So like school doesn't, like, what is that?
Preschool.
The judge kept on saying, stop saying school. Like kids need to spend time with their father. Like all this time they've been away from him. They need to have a relationship with the father. This man wants to be in their life. Now, they spent the Christmas there. January 25th was the final hearing where she went last because her doctor went on November 14th, if I'm not mistaken, the exact day. Now, January 25th, the judge is like ripping her the whole time. I'm just like smiling. And where we left off at the end was, I'll have a decision by March 31st. And I got the kids. She gave me the kids. So I told her that I never got to spend Valentine's Day with my daughter neither. So she made it where I could have the kids for Valentine's, my daughter especially. Well, I had both of them. And they were with me the whole time. And there was no anything on the table saying that I have to return the kids back. So when I left on January 25th, it was game over. I know for a fact that we won. Me and my attorney were so happy. It was done. Once you get them, there's no order of when you're returning them. It's game over. We just need to hear the final JOD or whatever it's called, DOJ. Now, I have the kids. March 30th comes around. I get a phone call from my own attorney saying, I see an order in place. You got to return the kids tomorrow. I'm like, you got the wrong case, man. There's no way. Tomorrow is Easter. I think they're mistaking us with somebody else. There's no way. And call them back and find out what's going on. He's like, no, it's your case. You have to return the kids back tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not returning the kids back tomorrow. Number one, tomorrow is Easter, March 31st of 2024. I celebrate Easter. I have 4 kids in total, my whole family. None of that was on place to begin with. You're telling me the judge that united my family twice now, once in October all the way to November, then at the end of January all the way to March, is telling me I have to return the kids on Easter Day, 3,000 miles away, ruining my whole Easter? It's impossible. Something is wrong. That's a red flag. Figure out what's going on. Hey man, if you don't return the kids, you're going to get arrested tomorrow. I'm like, what? Arrested for what? I'm not returning. I'm spending my Easter with my kids. I got like 10 phone calls on Easter from him saying you got to return the kids. So I got scared enough where I booked the first. I don't like to get arrested. I've never been arrested, never been in trouble. I'm a straight business guy. You know what I mean? I can't. 95% of the cops in our area are my friends. Let's put it that way. I'm in a lot of different things. So now I got scared enough where I booked the first flight back on April 1st. I literally asked all the cops. They're like, yeah, it's an order. They will arrest you. So I fly the kids back out. I go up to his office. I'm like, you gotta tell me what's going on. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm getting so old, but let's see what's gonna happen. Let's wait for them to read the JOD or whatever it's called. I'm like, dude, the kids are gone. We're back to square one. Okay, let's wait to read it. I don't know. So I go back to work, of course. Life goes on. I'm still in shock. April 24, 2024 comes around. I get a phone call from my own attorney saying, hey, uh, they're going to read the JOD today. I'm like, well, I can't make it to the courthouse today. I'm in Florida. I have a chicken store in Florida. And why are you telling me this on the last day? So now I'm at 2 strikes from this attorney of my own. So I'm feeling something from my own attorney.
Interesting.
Yep. He's like, oh no, don't worry. This one's going to be on Zoom. I'm like, what? Every single court case was in person. The most important court case is going to be on Zoom at a trial hearing? Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I take the call. The judge starts reading off some stuff. It started off where to like things were siding on mine, saying that like they believe me, some of her stuff is not accurate, whatever it was. All I know at the end was basically all previous orders from previous judges have been uplifted and the kids are now permanently California residents. I'm like, I turned yellow, just like your notebook. Pitch yellow. As soon as I heard that, hung up. The moment I hung up, I got off the court, and then when I read the transcript, the judge was like, "Oh, your client left. Do we end this or do we continue?" My attorney goes, "No, no, continue, judge. Continue, Your Honor." Like, you mother. You know what I mean? I was in Tampa, Florida. Rushed to Tampa International Airport. First flight back to New Jersey. Mind you, I was supposed to drive back like 300 pairs of New Balances that I had purchased over there from my other store. All that went out the door. I fly back straight to his office. Now, I'm not nice in his office. You know what I mean? You're going to give me some fucking answers. And you're going to give me those answers ASAP. This is how it works. This is how the system is. This is how it works. This is how the system is. For 3 years, we were above standing way above this whole case. You're telling me the final JOD comes in 180 degrees completely different? I had to leave there. You know what I mean? I was just, it was just gonna get ugly because I had the feeling already. I couldn't put it on him. This is now April 24th afternoon, or was it April 25th? One or the other. Now I'm at my store on April 27th, 4/27/2024, 3 days after the corruptive verdict that was read against me. At my store, we have 2 doors. Every time the first door opens up, I look up. So by the time the second door opens up, I greet my customers. Hello, welcome in. Thanks for coming in, so on and so forth. When I looked up this time, I saw Judge Julie Kim's court clerk at my place of business. So at this point, the moment I saw him, my heart dropped. I wanted to fight. As soon as he opened up second door, I'm like to my guys, get him. He's the one who sold the kids. I don't know how court system really works. After the second door opened up, he's like, you need to get rid of your attorney right now. I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what judge got paid off and how everything was turned against you. I'm like, what? He's like, can we speak in private? Absolutely. Brought him around the showcase right over here, straight to my stock room. For 18 minutes and 29 seconds, he told me every single thing that took place in the back of those doors. This man was a superhero. And once that happened, guess what, you guys? I felt like I was baptized. I felt like I was a brand new person because those 3 days, I couldn't eat, sleep. Okay? So,
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, now we know what's going on. So now I need to shine light on this. I automatically texted about 100, 150 cops in our area that I have their personal phone numbers, letting them know what's going on, what judge it is, how it happened. Mind you, I've never met this person, and I decided to Google her. I Googled her, and damn sure, I'm obviously not the only one, right? Pages on pages of stuff come up against her, okay? I'm just obviously another sellout. My kids were just another pawn. So I I looked up the number one attorney in the state of New Jersey, which at that point was Matthew Dinon, and I hired him immediately. The man himself is in shock. Went to the appellate division. This is where it gets good. Appellate division, November 7th, was great. So mind you, I started speaking about her on my page. So when I started speaking about her on my page, to bring awareness to it, they called the state police on me saying that I'm writing letters to her, threatening to kill her
Oh,
and her family. You go figure. Where's the
wow.
letters? Where are the letters? Just to shut me up, to scare me. I'm not gonna be scared. You took my kids away. My life is done. I'm halfway dead. You know what I mean? I'm alive, but I'm dead on the inside. I want my kids back. It is fine. 70-30 is okay. You know what I mean? As long as the kids are here. Even though it should easily be 50-50, 60-40. I'm happy with 70-30 as long as they're not 3,000 miles away while I'm paying for everything. That just goes afterwards. Now, appellate division takes in the case. They're ripping them. They're ripping my ex and her attorney nonstop. They put on a beautiful, beautiful show where, don't get me wrong, this time around I'm recording everything. I forgot to mention that my transcripts from 4/27/2023 has been absolutely completely missing. And the quote in the sheet says I was never even in court.
Oh,
From the up, nothing in there. I have all the pictures, I have all the proof. They can't find anything from that day. Okay? So the reason why they can't find anything from that day, because when they went to the appellate division, her defense attorney said Kev refused to put the 40,000 into the account. And that's why everything turned against them. That wasn't the case at all. But if they didn't delete that, I could have proved it. So appellate division put on a great show. However, their service is like a T-Mobile prepaid plan that offered the express delivery. You know what I mean? So those people need to be investigated as well. That needs to be stopped. Went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court basically just said take it back to Superior Court and figure out over there. They denied it. Okay? I don't know why. Maybe they don't want to open up a can of worms. They know what's going on. I know what's going on. A lot of these mothers that I'm meeting, what's going on. This is pay to play. So it's not about moms or dads. It's about who is dropping the bag and who's doing it first. The kids are gone. Okay? And I am closing my store just so I can fight for them. And that being said, I will be outside of Bergen County Courthouse until I find the right person that's going to help. There's no stopping.
So that is one of the scarier stories you hear because, oftentimes you see kids removed, you see situations get out of hand because somebody behaves improperly, right? This is one of those things that appears inexplicable and out of your control while having exercised what appears to be really good control, right? You've handled yourself, you've been what it sounds like is reasonable. You've been a willing participant. You've been a steward of all of the orders that have been put in front of you. Um, I know that the notes I took leave me with a bunch of questions. And I want to spend some time working through those. But I will say this, I'm really sorry that this is your experience. And I hope that the people listening to this episode can recognize that it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It matters that this is the type of experience that I think in some capacity happens way too frequently in a system that Nicole and I continue to echo is broken. And it's these types of things that rip kids from the parents that matter, disrupt family lives, it creates a certain amount of disjointed experience and is tragic, if you ask me. And so, I have some secondary thoughts too that we'll probably opine on in a separate episode, Nicole, just as a frame of reference. But um, I guess the one question I would say is, what is the current status? Do you have any motions pending before the court?
I don't. It's
Okay.
kind of hard when you got the top judge that's getting paid off. You really can't get anywhere. It's
Mhm.
like going against the rock. So what would be the best thing is to get her impeached first, and then go ahead and put in the next motion, because at this point it's just like waste of money.
Sure.
All this is costing me a lot of money. I really don't care. I'll do it all over again. It's for the kids, right? But it's a dead end. It's a dead end.
Yeah, let's do this. I want to get into questions, and I want to set it for the next episode because let's dig into this.
Hmm.
Obviously, Nicole, if you have any thoughts to kind of put a punctuation on this session, feel free.
Well, yes. I mean, obviously, it's a very difficult story to hear, and it's really hard working with people all over the country, coaching, to think that there's any type of family law court system that would actually be capable of doing something like that. And
Yeah,
yeah, and it's very scary. And if that is something that continues, that could make a huge bad impact for the family court system in general.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, thanks for listening to this episode. There will be a part two where we raise some questions, better understand certain circumstances, dig into some of the details that Kevork is, hopefully willing to share. But tune in and like, listen, subscribe, do all the things. We appreciate Kevork joining us.
Thank you so
Looking
much for
forward
your
to our
story.
next conversation and
Thank you, Kevork.
Thank you
appreciate it.
guys for having me as well.
Yes, thank you. And we'll see everyone soon.
Yes, thank you guys.